Ashland's Hospital, a modern, well-staffed and welcoming place, is rooted in 100 years of history. Created and sustained by residents, physicians, and city officials, the hospital is an integral part of a community that has always valued quality of life. Founded in 1907, the hospital has grown and changed over the years, but has always remained true to its community roots. Mark Marchetti is Ashland Community Hospital's CEO.
We're excited this year to be celebrating the 100th anniversary of Ashland Community Hospital. We are extremely proud of how we have evolved and developed to meet the changing needs of healthcare and the changing demands of our community.
Ashland Community Hospital has been both privately and publicly owned, has occupied 5 separate locations, and has been known by 5 different names. The hospital has survived fire, obsolescence, and insolvency. In each instance, committed and forward-looking citizens rallied to preserve the institution. Dr. Francis G. Swedenborg, a surgeon, moved to Ashland in March 1907 to work at the local sanitarium with a desire to start a local hospital. In October 1907, 2 nurses, Susie Arnold and Josie Benson, began caring for patients in the former Fordyce Roper residence on Main Street. Disaster struck Southern Oregon Hospital when the roof burst into flames on March 11, 1909. The hospital moved to a temporary location at 586 East Main Street. The newly constructed Granite City Hospital opened on Siskiyou Boulevard, April 30th, 1910. In 1921, Jesse Winburn, who had acquired a fortune developing subway advertising in New York, formed a friendship with Dr. Swedenborg and decided to purchase Granite City Hospital. Winburn remodeled the facility and donated it to the city in January 1923. In November 1930, the public voted for a charter amendment allowing Ashland to own and maintain a city hospital. The end of World War II brought a new era of medicine to Ashland. Nurse Florence Schilling describes the challenges of 1946 following her military service.
In the old hospital, there was a big window that you could see from outside upstairs. That was our surgery, and you could look out. And we had one little room where we could scrub up, and then we had one utility room where we had a big sterilizer, and that was it. But they did some real fine work up there.
During the 1950s, Ashland was a very different place than it is today. Volunteer hospital attorney Harry Scarry describes the period.
We were a mill town only, and a dirty one at that. I used to go in the courthouse and they would say, "How's the town of the living dead?"
Dr. Arthur Kreisman was the first chairman of the hospital board of directors.
Oh, the Ashland General Hospital is the old hospital, roughly where the University Stevenson Union is now.
Dr. John Reynolds practiced at Ashland's Hospital from 1956 to 1992.
That was a pretty antiquated hospital. Facilities were not very good.
Dr. Christian P. Hald describes the challenges he faced when he arrived in Ashland in 1952.
The old Ashland Hospital, you wanted to operate, you better bring your own instruments along, because they didn't have any.
We had an elevator in the old hospital, and it moved very slowly. It went creak, creak, creak up and down. I saw this lady walking into the hospital holding her abdomen and just moaning and groaning, and I says, "Hey, we better help her." And Dr. Bradshaw says, "And I think pretty fast, too." So we took her and put her on the gurney, shut the doors, and we delivered the baby. And when we got up on the next floor, the nurse was there at the desk, and I says, "Here, you got to get this baby fixed up." And she says, "What in the world happened?" Dr. Bradshaw laughed so hard. He says, "This is a first." He says, "I've always talked that you could do a whole surgery while you waited for this gurney to go up, but I never dreamed it would deliver a baby."
The old hospital was almost literally coming apart. We needed a new hospital.
The committee came together and decided that the town could use a new hospital grounds.
We learned that the city would have to build the hospital itself or have no hospital.
I went all over town looking for land that was available and finally found a nice lot out here on Maple Street.
To begin work at the new Maple Street location, money would have to be raised.
Well, I went to all the clubs, the Lions Club, the Rotary Club, the Elks Lodge, everybody, the Masons, to sell them on the idea that we needed a new hospital.
The city council called for a special election to determine whether the city should issue $350,000 in bonds for a new hospital. The bond passed easily.
For some reason, whether it's our provincialism or excellent staff that we've always had, this hospital has never had to use public funds.
On November 4, 1961, the community celebrated the opening of the new Ashland Community Hospital. All the physicians and many townspeople came out to show their support. Dr. William Sammons shares his memory of that day.
We were so pleased because of the amount of work that the entire community had done in getting this hospital established. We cut the ribbon and we opened a new era of the practice of medicine in Ashland then. I was so pleased to have been the chief of staff then.
Volunteers have made enormous contributions to the hospital on the boards, giving direction, and raising funds. Maggie Scarry shares how the hospital auxiliary began in 1961.
Art Kreisman asked me to organize the auxiliary, so I invited Hazel Bassard, Evelyn Kreisman, Maurice Leiniger, and
Virginia Cotton.
Virginia Cotton, oh yes.
The Grand Dame, Ashland.
A town meeting gathered 110 people interested in volunteering for the hospital.
Mrs. Paul, who lived near us here in Ashland, made 110 pink smocks, all by herself.
Longtime auxiliary board member Beth Barnett shares her passion for volunteering.
Whether you're a volunteer for the hospital or wherever it is, volunteerism is extremely important, and they couldn't do without us in this community. So come on, be a volunteer.
In the 1960s and 70s, hospital care expanded. Joan Rio was director of nurses from 1964 to 1977.
It was still the dates when they wore white uniforms, white caps, even white hose and shoes.
There weren't too many people working in the hospital, and everybody carried quite a load.
It was really kind of rough because the nurse worked in OB. She took care of the nursery, and she was also the emergency room nurse if she didn't have patients in labor.
You just were an overall nurse for the whole hospital in some ways.
Carolyn Johnson started as a nurse in 1971.
I was hired as the PM shift nursing supervisor, and in that role I oversaw about 60 patients in hospital beds. In the obstetrics ward, I covered the emergency room and the ICU.
Rick Hendricks was a laboratory technologist for 32 years.
I was cross-trained in X-ray. So basically, the people that knew lab knew X-ray, and people that knew X-ray knew lab. Our blood supply was basically mostly volunteer. If we needed blood in the middle of the night, we would call people in the town of Ashland, and they would come down and we would draw their blood for transfusions.
A pivotal moment in hospital history occurred in May 1975.
A school bus was coming over the Siskiyous, coming down into the Rogue Valley, and had an accident and went off the road with a whole bus full of school kids.
There were about 15 or 16 kids who were injured in that accident.
That was really a sad occasion. And it was nice in the fact that we could help some of them.
We called everybody in that was on duty.
We all just had to get to work and get things accomplished.
The staff did a really good job of triaging them and see which patients were most acutely injured, got them into the emergency rooms.
I thought it was a great exercise in acute trauma, and I was most grateful for the staff for having responded the way they did.
The bus crash incident was proof that the hospital staff worked well together.
I was really, really proud of the staff because they did know what to do.
Ashland's hospital staff worked well together. They could play together, too. The 1970s spawned the tradition of the unofficial, non-hospital sponsored whitewater rafting trip down the Rogue River, which is now in its 30th year. The tradition was started by Dr. John Maurer, orthopedic surgeon and known to the hospital rafters as the Chief. Within any successful organization, you will find strong leadership. Ashland Community Hospital has benefited from a succession of supportive and visionary administrators. Joan Rio describes Phil Huntley, Ashland Community Hospital's first administrator.
He was well aware of what was going on. He knew the people personally and cared about them on all levels.
After Phil Huntley's passing, Bob Strobridge became administrator in 1972.
Bob was a fatherly administrator. He was a mentor, and if you expressed an interest in furthering your career, he would support you in getting the training and education that you needed.
Walt Hofbauer, longtime hospital and foundation board member, hired Jim Watson, who served as hospital administrator from 1987 to 2004.
We were very successful when we hired Jim Watson as our administrator, and from there on everything improved and we proceeded to grow.
The 1980s began unprecedented expansion of services and facilities. Polly Arnold has been Director of Patient Care Services since 1982.
For most of the 80s and into the 90s, the registered nurse was the person who was doing everything for the patient at the bedside. It was in 1987 that we added the full-time emergency physician. We also had a number of new surgeons come to town in the early 90s, and so we started utilizing our operating rooms on a much regular basis, so we had to hire a lot of new staff. In 1987, our really good month in surgery was about 60 cases, and we're doing at least 5 times that much now.
In 1996, Ashland Community Hospital became a not-for-profit corporation as a result of a lot of hard work by city leaders, hospital board members, hospital administrator Jim Watson, and Mayor Kathy Shaw.
We started out as a city-owned hospital when we were smaller, but when we started to enlarge, we wanted to represent the whole community.
In the 1990s and early 2000s, both the hospital buildings and the services offered expanded even more. New services included the Trinity Respite Center, outpatient and aquatic physical therapy, home health and hospice care, and the Center for Wound Healing and Hyperbaric Medicine. The hospital building gained an expanded emergency room, improved entrance and administration offices, the Siskiyou Imaging MRI, an additional medical and surgical wing, and in 2006, the 40,000 square foot addition of the Diagnostic and Surgery Center. Ashland Community Hospital's vision for the future is largely guided by the recent affiliation with Plaintree, an internationally recognized nonprofit organization advocating patient-centered care. Plaintree integrates complementary therapies with today's highly technical medical expertise in order to create the best possible healing environment.
The whole focus of care should be on the patient, not just the ease with which we can run a hospital.
Plaintree model fits so well with Ashland Community Hospital because we've always been there. We've always been patient first.
People are excited and they're getting educated and they're very much in support of the changes that Plaintree will bring.
And this is a change that's really important. It's not going to be hard. It's going to be fun.
Ashland Community Hospital continues to inspire all who remain a part of our 100-year heritage.
Ashland Community Hospital has always been a pleasure to be involved with because of what we do into the community.
It's a very nice place with a great many very good people.
We are extremely proud of our facilities, of our technology, of our employees and our medical staff.
It's the focus that the board and staff have had.
It has always been a caring hospital.
Not too long ago, a lady said, "Oh, you were in the delivery room when my baby was born." Well, that had me 30-some years ago, but she remembered me, and a lot of people do, which is really gratifying.
There's an indescribable esprit about the hospital.
It's amazing you can do a lot of things with not much. It worked well, as I remember.
It's just like we're all one big family. We were all working together.
We all work together as a team.
Public support is just a phenomenon. More than one. What's plural for phenomenon? Phenomenon.
The extraordinary story of Ashland Community Hospital reflects the dedication, commitment, and hard work of resourceful people, undaunted by the challenges of bringing quality, patient-centered care to our unique Southern Oregon community.
It's been a joy for us both.
I think we've been lucky.
They did a pretty good job. It's a good hospital, and that was gratifying to me.
I have been a doctor here at the Ashland Community Hospital for 52 years. These are pleasures that I cannot describe.